Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Going, Growing, and Healing Through Grief podcast. I am your host, Lucretia Miller, and we are past overdue, y'all, for this third episode. This part three to a series that I have been conducting on the passing of my mother. In the first two episodes, I interviewed my two aunts, which are her younger sisters, and just got their perspectives on how her passing affected them and how they were going, growing, and healing through their own grief. And the day has come, y'all. It's my turn to finally talk about the passing of my mother. Um, of course, I've talked about it with my aunts, like in their episodes, but I really wanted the focus to be on them because I had never heard their perspectives and the things they went through when she passed away. And I thought it was just really good. It was a really good thing for them and for us to have that experience together. And now it is time to share my piece. Um, just a quick little recap. My mom passed away when I was 4 years old back in 1993. She passed away at the age of 33. And since then, it just seems like grief has been a part of me that just won't go away. Um, And I'm glad to be able to say that I can say that now at this point in my life and not feel like it's all doom and gloom. Because if you look at my life, I've lost a lot of people, and some people would probably think, oh, how can you go on? Or how can you operate by losing those many people? It's just something that you're never prepared for. You just have to seek and pray and ask God to just get you through it if you have a relationship with God. But for me, Miss Lucretia, losing my mom at 4, man, I don't know. It was something that I feel now at the age of 36, almost 37, I never ever really gave myself the opportunity to grieve maybe. But when I think about it, like I was only 4, what I didn't even know what I was going through at the time was grief. And now in my adult age, at moments I feel like I grieve her more, especially in motherhood. I have a almost 4-year-old son, and my mother had a 4-year-old son. She had my brother before I was born, and it was just the two of them for 4 years. And there's so many times I wish I could just ask her so many questions to see how she did it and what was he like, and just the experience of being a mother to a wild boy who is also so sweet at the same time. I miss her for me. I miss her for him. Um, but it's something that you can't prepare yourself for, especially at the age of 4. When I lost her, her birthday just recently passed, and something that I've started doing since I have my own little family now. I started to celebrate her birthday every year with my son so he can know who his grandma was and have the chance to celebrate her life, although she is not here. Last year, my husband and I were able to finally buy a headstone for her and my brother, and that is something that I'm so proud of. So this past birthday of hers, her birthday was just March 20th, the first day of spring. Myself and my son, we went to the cemetery and we were able to see her headstone for the first time. And we laid out flowers and we sang happy birthday. We had a small picnic, ate cake, and it was just something about it that was just so comforting for me. As soon as my baby got out the car, he was ready to find his grandma. Like no fear, no thinking of like, oh my gosh, what is this place? Mind you, he has been to the cemetery before because I've taken him to go visit my grandmother's gravesite as well as my brother, which is his uncle's gravesite. But it was the first time he was able to go visit his grandmother, and the joy and excitement that he had was something that I was just kind of taken aback by. Like he was just so eager to find her. And once we did, I kid you not, this little boy literally rolled around in the grass, just kept tapping the headstone, and was just like, "Hey, grandma." And it was just something that you you couldn't plan. It's just like, wow, kids really have a connection to that spiritual world, and being able to see him be so happy to find his grandmother's gravesite, although she is not here. It's like he was just so elated to feel her spirit, and you could tell that he felt her spirit. And I'm just happy I got to share that with him because in her passing, I I think to myself sometimes like, man, everyone in my family got to know so much of my mother than I did. I only shared 4 short years with her because she passed away when I was 4 years old. Um, and I just wish I could have known a little bit more of her so I can share a little bit more of her with my son. But just having that experience with him at the cemetery, just it was confirmation for me, letting me know that he knows enough and he knows that his grandmother loves him. And as long as I keep showing him pictures and letting him know about all the things that we did together in my 4 short years that I had with her, so he can have an understanding of who she was and is in my life and is in his life, although she is not here. It's, I don't know, it's in motherhood, you don't realize sometimes how much you need your own mom. And that is something that I have been exploring and kind of just dealing with lately. And my therapist has challenged me to utilize the support that I do have here in my grieving and in my motherhood. Although my mom is not here, she's challenged me to really lean on the support of the mother figures that I do have around me. And I've been doing that. I've been getting better at that because I do have a lot of people that love me and that are those mother figures. But for me, honestly, I will never call anybody else mom. My grandmother raised me. I never called her mom. My mom holds such a high place in my heart, in my head. Like I revere my mother so much in myself that I can say there were points in my life where I kind of was not open to having someone else come in and be a mother figure or lend that type of love and support because you're not my mom. I had my grandma and she understood like me not calling her mom or anything like that. She was my grandma and my gran is my girl. Like that was my girl, my world. But she understood that point of view I had of not calling her mom. She told me one time someone asked her like, "Oh, she doesn't call you mom," and she was like, "No," because she knew her mother. She had a relationship with her mother. It's not like she didn't know her mom. So no, she doesn't call me her mom. She calls me her grandma. And she was just so lovingly understanding about it because she had lost her own mom. Her mom had passed away when she was a baby, so she never got to experience her mom in her own memory. Um, but I did, and the fact that she was just so patient with me and so nurturing to me, being a little girl who lost her mom at such a young age. And y'all, I was a mama's girl till I came mama's girl no more. When my grandparents would come for the weekend and say, "Oh, you want to come over our house for the weekend and come pick up my brother?" I was like, "No, I want to stay with my mom." I never wanted to leave her. And what I loved about my mom, she never made me feel like, "No, you need to go. I need a break," which I know she did because we used to be getting on her nerves like kids do. But she never made me feel like, "Oh, please leave," you know? And I'm grateful for that. I really, really am. I had a moment recently where I kind of questioned my mom's love for my brother and I feel so bad about it because I questioned it because I had a few people come up to me and was like, yeah, I remember your mom told me, she was like, yeah, my mama gonna raise my kids. My mama gonna raise my kids. Like she didn't want anything to do with us. And I had asked my aunt, like, did you think my mom really loved us? And she was like, of course. And just thinking back at that, having that short, vulnerable moment of questioning my mother's love, I kind of had to correct myself. Like, it doesn't matter what anybody else thinks, saw, or felt. The love that my mom gave to my brother and myself was real and was enough. And I miss it. I miss it. There's times where I feel like my mother would be the only one that would understand what I'm going through and understand the quirky little girl that I am, because that's who I still see sometimes when I look in the mirror. I just wish that I had her here to experience this life that I have now. Um, I will say that I no longer question her passing because I've lost a lot of other people, but in growing up and living my own life and going through the things I've been through, sometimes you just realize life happens and God's will is inevitable. We all have a day that we will leave this earth, and it's best that we make the best of the time that we do have here. And that is my quest, to make the best of the time that I have here on earth. Because one thing about my mom that I will say, my mom was sad. Before her passing, I could tell my mom was sad. Although I was only 4 years old, I knew my mom was dealing with something. And that something at the time, I didn't know what it was called, but it was depression. Um, and I've myself battled with depression and anxiety and things of that sort, with mental health. And I strive to be better for myself, first and foremost, and for my mom. Because I want to live a life where I'm fully and totally happy, even though things may happen. I want to live that life of freedom and love and just joy. That life that I know that she wanted. But for some reason, she just could not achieve it. And although I knew she loved us and we made her happy, it was just something inside of her where she was sad, and being how close I was to my mom, I would just feel it so much, and I would question it in my head. I never asked her about it. Mind you, I'm a little girl, but I just sensed it so much, and that's one of the number one things that drives me to continue on my quest of joy in life, because the hardships of life can definitely weigh you down. The the expectations that we have of ones that we love and they let us down can definitely warp our minds and our emotions and just turn us into these things that we really don't want to be, because nobody wants to be depressed. Anybody who's really through depression does not want to be depressed. It's very hard to get out of. Sometimes you don't even know that you're in it, but you are. Um, so in that quest that I have of joy, I hope that anyone else going through depression or loss of loved ones can know that you are not alone. It is a fight every day. But if I can do it, please, 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 please know that you can too. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you next time.